morning. Today we will discuss CL Lab 8, assignment number 8. The title of the assignment is Identification and Implementation of Grass Pattern. Previously we have discussed already what is GOS pattern. Now we will discuss what GRASP grass pattern. Experimental level outcome for this assignment is to design and implement grass pattern for a given system. So the POs related to this assignment is 3, 4, 5 and 12 because design pattern is one kind of lifelong learning for you. So we should learn how to design and implement different design patterns. To start with the assignment number 8, title is Identification and Implementation of Grass Pattern. Map the participant for any two design pattern from a given descriptions and implement with suitable object-oriented language. Here we have discussed the implementation of grass for the online grocery system. Throughout this lab, we have gone through all the UML diagrams like use case diagram, activity diagram, class diagram, sequence diagram for online grocery system. In this system, customer purchase grocery items from online website and we have discussed all the actors and all the functionalities for this system. So for the same project, we are going to implement class pattern. So what is the intent behind this? Define a family of algorithms, encapsulate each one and make them interchangeable. And let's define a creator to create objects from other classes. Capture the polymorphism and hide implementation details in derived class. So for this assignment, two design patterns we are going to create are creator design pattern and polymorphism design pattern which comes under grass pattern. So let us discuss what exactly grass patterns are. Grass is general responsibility assignment software pattern. So responsibility means what? It can be accomplished by a single object or a group of objects collaboratively accomplishes a responsibility. Graphs help us in deciding which responsibility should be assigned to which object or a class. So graph design pattern in object-oriented software development used to assign responsibilities for different modules of code. Graphs with the object-oriented programming classifies problems and their solutions together as patterns. With these problems and solutions are well defined, they can be applied by the similar instances. Graph pattern assigns total 8 to 9 types of roles to the classes and objects in order to make a clear delineation and responsibilities. So these roles are, we'll discuss one by one. First is the controller. Now the object is called controller object which receives request from UI, user interface layer object and then controls coordinates with other objects of the domain layer to fulfill the request. So mostly user interface objects are controlled by the control objects. Information expert is another role which assigns those responsibility for a object for which object has the information to fulfill that responsibility. So we can assign the responsibilities to the object which has the information about that particular responsibility. Otherwise, we can't assign the responsibility to other objects. It must consist the information of other object so that we can give the responsibility to that object. Creator class who creates an object or who should create a new instance of some class. So here we are giving the responsibility to one class to create object of another class. High cohesion and low coupling, already we know we have always struggling for high cohesion and low coupling. So how these operations of element are functionally related. We always achieve the high cohesion among the objects which are related to each other. And then we trying to achieve low coupling. That how we can reduce the impact of change in dependent upon elements on the dependent elements. So we always try to reduce the complexity between the relations of the objects. We'll check, we try to reduce the impact of dependent elements and on independent elements. Basically, the next is polymorphism. So polymorphism guides us in deciding which object is responsible for handling those varying elements. Polymorphism, we know we are having multiple forms at a multiple time instances. The next is pure form fabrications. Fabricated class, artificial classes assign set of related responsibilities that doesn't represent any domain objects, provides a highly cohesive set of activities. Here, fabricated and artificial classes comes into the pictures. So they are not representing any domain objects, but at the fabricated classes, they are providing high cohesive activities. Protected variations, how to avoid impact of variations of some elements on the other elements. It provides a well-defined interface so that there will be no effect on other units. Then indirection gives you the intermediate unit to communicate between the other units so that other units are not directly coupled. So it gives you the indirection coupling. Then for this assignment, we are focusing total 9 roles are there for grasp pattern: controller, information expert, creator, high cohesion, low coupling, polymorphism, pure fabrication, protected variations, and indirection. So among these 9 total roles, we are going to implement creator pattern. So what basically creator pattern is? Just check who should. A problem is who should be responsible for creating a new instance of some class. If done poorly, this choice can affect coupling, clarity, encapsulation, and reusability. So what will be the solution? Assign a class B which has the responsibility to create an instance of class A. If one of the below is true, if more than one option applies, usually we prefer a class B which aggregates or contains E. So we need to create aggregations for a creator pattern so that it will be easily create the responsibility of another class. So what are the conditions we need to match if we want to create a class B contains or is composed of A? So first condition is if I want to create the object of class A from class B, so B must contains or composed of A. That is the first condition. B, class B records class A. Class B closely uses class A. Class B has the initializing data for class A that will be passed to class A when it is created. So when we are creating the creator design pattern, we need to check that there must be relationship exist between the two classes. Otherwise, one class don't have authority to create object of another class. It should be have inheritance, aggregations, or composition relationship. So, the class B is an expert with respect to creating class E. Then in the second pattern, that is the polymorphism pattern, we should discuss like how to handle alternative based on type, how to create pluggable software components. The solution is when related alternatives or behaviors vary by type, class, assign responsibilities for the behavior using polymorphic operations to the types for which behavior varies. Polymorphic operations are those that operate on different classes. Don't test for the type of object and use conditional logic to perform varying statement based on the type. So for implementation of polymorphism, we in our implementation we have chosen the polymorphic operations. Through the polymorphic operations, we have designed a polymorphism pattern for our online grocery shopping system. For the implementation of creator pattern, one class assigns the responsibility of creating object of another class. So our class, the class customer.java which we have created is a creator class which creates object of payment class and order class. Two classes we have created and their objects are created by the class customer. Conditions for creating the objects, we need to remember that a class must have permissions for creating another class. That is, class 1 may be a composition or information expert of class 2. We have given a dependency for a customer class. Then we have implemented same polymorphism pattern in the same program. We haven't created two different programs for the creator and polymorphism pattern. Same program which has two patterns. Payment process functions which we have created for polymorphism. So there will be a number of payment modes like COD, cash on delivery, or net banking. So at runtime, object get created for a specific mode and that object called the payment process for the respective mode which is attached to this. So in this concept, we know what is polymorphism. The forms are different. Payment process we have written for each and every mode like cash on delivery, net banking, credit card, debit card, wallet, UPI. So for each of the payment mode, we have written a payment process, but the name payment process is same throughout. At runtime, when users select a particular option or a mode, like if user select cash on delivery, then payment process related to only cash on delivery get executed. The object of cash on delivery gets created. It not happens that cash of delivery object execute the payment process for net banking or payment process for wallet. So this is a type of polymorphism pattern we have implemented here. If we choose a particular mode, the object created for that mode and it executes the payment process. The payment process is our polymorphic functions. At runtime, it gets executed as per the selection by the user. So what are the different classes? How to implement this? Create one package online shopping. Inside that package, you can save all your Java classes. Create customer class, payment class, and order class. The classes you need to create. Where customer class, we have created a creator pattern which actually create the objects for payment class and a order class. Then we need to create number of classes for each payment mode, that is cash on delivery class .java, net banking class .java, credit card .java, debit card .java, UPI .java, wallet .java. So if you want to add more payment mode, you can add number of classes. Then we have implemented payment process as a polymorphic functions. So what are the expected output if order number to pay for is entered by the user, selected payment mode entered by the user as a UPI. Here, when payment mode is entered, the object of order and payment is created using creator pattern. That message gets displayed, that creator pattern executed. Then it will execute the payment process related to the UPI object itself. So it fetch the object number, payment mode, UPI, then implementing polymorphism, where we have entered a message in our polymorphic process, enter beam UPI ID. So it get executed for UPI. So similarly, we can see here, if cash mode is selected by the user, pay will get a respective payment mode is cash, and in implementing polymorphism function, it will execute and display the message pay amount on receiving delivery. COD is implemented. Similarly, you can observe here for a wallet, a specific payment process get executed and it prints select wallet. Order number is net banking. It will give you a select bank. So respective function get executed when you select a payment mode. So as for this, debit card and credit card options are executed for a given polymorphic function. So this is the theory regarding the assignment number 8, graphs pattern, and we have discussed creator pattern and polymorphism pattern here. Then we'll discuss how to execute a code. So for coding, I have used the NetBeans and Java programming interface. So let us open the project in a NetBeans. So you will get here a NetBeans window. So as we discussed, you create one package, grass. To create a new project, click on a file, new project. You can write here a Java application. Click next. Write here the project name. Click on finish. I have created it, grass. Then in the default package of your project, click on a default package, make a right click, select new, select Java class, click on Java class, write a class name here. Like first class we need to create is a customer class. Write a name, customer class, click on finish. So you will get a customer class. Basically, in a customer class, as we discussed, we need to define it as a creator class. So you can see here public class customer. Here we have created the object of public class order and public payment CP. Two objects we have created inside the customer class. Then assign the value to the object of the order class and payment class. Like create a constructor of the customer which assigns the value from the order and a payment class. So first is int order now and second is the string mode, that is the payment mode. So C order gives you a new order and C pay gives you a new payment mode which passes to the constructor of the customer class. Then for executing this we need to write the enter a particular order number for which you are paying. Accept those values order number to pay for in integer s1. We are accepting whatever the value entered by the user. Then select payment mode will get printed from the s2. Just remember here that we have the payment class and order class here. Here we are fetching that value from a order class and a payment class in the customer class. Because when we are creating customer object, we are passing here the values S1 and S2. These values are from the order and payment class. And that is the use of a creator pattern here. So we are printing object of order and payment created using creator pattern. And then we are going to display what is the order, then order ID and payment mode, and then we are discussing that implementing polymorphism, and we are fetching the functions payment.main_s2 where we have created polymorphic functions. So this is your class customer. We need another class, that is order.java. We can create a class, go to default package, new Java class, just give the name order.java. So what we write inside that class? Here we are creating the order ID, as order ID is our object which creates a runtime, and as per the order ID, it executes the polymorphic function. That's why here we have used this pointer, this dot order ID, which always points to the current object positions. And as per the object assigned to which payment mode, the particular payment process get executed, that which object is assigned to this order ID. Then for payment.java class, we have created different payment mode and payment process. So for payment mode also, we have created this .pay mode object because we need to connect it as the runtime to achieve polymorphism pattern. So here public void payment process, which initiates the payment process. Then we have overriding the different times this payment process function. So as per the payment pay, if you have created the value, that S2 object, we have passed through all the payment modes. So here we check whether that S2 value is a COD, cash on delivery. We match those strings. It may be entered by the user in capital letters format, small letter format, or cash. So all the string matching functions we have checked here, and then if it is a cash on delivery, we are creating the object of payment pay COD with the new cash on delivery, and we are passing the S2, that the string to the cash on delivery functions, and then a particular pay.cod payment process gets executed here. So payment pay COD is the object which we have assigned the payment process, and that defines payment process in the all values which is for payment mode. Then if we check that it is COD or credit card or debit card or net banking, else if or UPI or wallet. So for all the payment mode, we have created a new object after the payment class, and which we have assigned to the credit card objects, and then object of that particular payment and dot process are clubbed here, so that at runtime, as per the user selection, particular payment process gets executed. So in the payment.java file, we have created all the modes and assigned the payment process method to the object of a payment class. Then we'll discuss either one or two. In order.java, only order ID is created. So if we select netbanking.java, here a particular payment process gets executed which is related to the net banking. So what is the expected payment process when net banking is selected? That the spread select bank. So that we just come to know payment process executed which has the select bank method. Then if we select on credit card.java, we need to define each and every class for each and every mode. So here credit card, we are assigned that credit card extends payment. Obviously we need to make the inheritance here, otherwise the polymorphism is not possible. So for a cash on delivery, credit card, debit card, net banking, all these classes we have used inheritance, means public class credit card extends payment. So extends relationship, inheritance relationship we have assigned to the payment class and a credit class. So the particular credit card payment process like enter class detail is associated with the credit card get executed if you select credit card. Similarly for UPI, what we write inside the payment process, enter Bhim UPI ID. For a wallet class, select a particular wallet. So just check here the public void payment process. We have written a same function name for all the payment mode. For a class wallet, we have written payment modes which states select wallet. For UPI class, we have written again the same process payment mode which says enter Bhim UPI ID. For the debit card, the process say enter card detail. For credit card, again payment process say credit card details. Cash on delivery, it says pay amount on receiving delivery. So you can check here each time payment process function name remains same. So what is polymorphism pattern here? The same process name, the function name remains same, but when it is attached to the object of cash on delivery, it executes the amount paid receiving delivery. When it attached to the debit card object, it executes say enter card details. So this is the polymorphism pattern we have created for online shopping project. So let us run this particular project. make sure that all the Java classes comes under one default package. You can just debug here, go to the debug or go to the run, build the project first and then run project. So click on a run project, you will get order number to pay for. So enter any number order, press enter, select payment mode. So if you select UPI, type a UPI here, make enter, you will get object of order and payment created using creator pattern. That message will display on the screen. Then order number which you have entered by the user, it again printed, it is fetched in that particular functions. Then it executes the payment mode is UPI. So payment process which is a part of a UPI class get executed. Then implementing polymorphism and enter BIM UPI ID, it gives you the payment process execution. Then if you want to run it again for a different scenario, run the project, you will get a different number. If you say, let us select a COD, cash on delivery option, please sure that it should match with the string, and you will say the stick order number and payment mode which is created by using creator pattern. That is, this order number and payment mode are the object of order and a payment class, but it is created by using customer class. So here we have used the creator pattern of graphs, while the second method of polymorphism implementation, pay amount on receiving delivery. So payment process, you can see here the payment process which belongs to the cash on delivery class get executed. That is pay amount on receiving delivery. So this is related to your assignment number 8, that is graphs pattern, implementation of creator pattern and the polymorphism.